And roll. Good morning, Lou DeLorca, OLP 365, getting ready to start another video, another day. Now this video is going to be about building your self-esteem. The path is called self-image. And, I want to point out the key word, self. Self. So, as we talk in this video, just be aware that I'm talking about self. That means me. Me personally. You. Image is what you portray, not how people see you. Big difference. What you portray. So your self-image is what people are seeing because you put it out there, not because that's just the way it looks. Unfortunately, a lot of guys, a lot of guys don't know about or even care about their self-image. So they look slovenly. They don't look like the man they want to be. People don't see them the way they want to be seen. So it's a psychological endeavor. But there's a lot of techniques, a lot of things you can do to move everything in your favor. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Self-image is how you see yourself, you. How you talk to yourself. How you conduct yourself. And I'm going to start from the beginning because the self-image a lot of you portray is from years of conditioning that had nothing to do with you. It started when you were young boys. When you were picked for teams, on the playground. You were always picked last. Your self-image went down. You started feeling like a loser. When you walked home that day, you started thinking, I'm a loser. No one likes me. I can't throw a football. I don't know how to make a basket for a basketball. Everyone gets mad at me when I miss the ball in baseball. That's where it starts. And then it goes on from there. Your friends, you're stupid, you're dumb. Don't you read? And then you just start developing your self-image. You walk alone. And I noticed that a lot of the self-image occurs while you're alone. Because you're doing it to yourself. Well, if you're doing it to yourself, we can reverse it and do the positive to ourselves. And that's why this video is so important. I want you to look at a video by Dr. Joe Dispenza. He has a few of them out. And I like his work because he talks about self-regulation, self-image, the thoughts you have, the words you speak to yourself. All of that creates your self-image. And if you're constantly hearing you're a loser, you're ugly, you're fat, you're dumb, all that. You start to hear it enough times, you believe it. Psychologically, if you hear something 21 times, your mind believes it. So if you heard, growing up, that you're a loser, you're this, you're that, you heard it 21 times, your mind believes it. The interesting thing about the mind is that it doesn't matter who says it. It's what it hears, and that's the image it portrays. Now, here's a tip. If you say something to yourself 21 times, your mind will take a picture of that image, and that will become your self-image. Let me repeat that because that's important. if you say, I'm intelligent, I'm very intelligent, people are always talking to me because I'm intelligent, people seek my advice because I'm intelligent. If you say that 21 times in a day, by the end of the day, your mind will take a photograph of that image, and then all of a sudden, it'll start thinking and reacting intelligently. Well, that's just one script. You can say things like, I'm getting strong. I'm getting stronger every day. I'm getting flexible. Wow, my shoulders are getting bigger. My shoulders are getting stronger. My shoulders are getting bigger. You say that enough times and you start working out, your shoulders are going to get bigger and you're going to start noticing the difference. But it goes for everything. You can say things like, I'm excellent with money. I am a money magnet. These are called affirmations. And we're going to talk about that later in this video. But that's basically how the mind works and how the self-image becomes a reality that is portrayed. Again, self-image is what you portray. So you're putting it out there. Now, what people see, what they see, that's your reality. That's what they're seeing. And you're going to hear them say, you're always so smart. You always do well with money. Well, then yeah, this is working. So, psychologically, we have to start changing and speaking to ourselves to portray the image we want. So what I would suggest is, we already know how it occurred. That's not important. What is important is how we can change it. So I would make a list, because we're all different. What do you want to portray? What self-image do you want to put forward? What's the picture you want people to see when they take a snapshot of you? Okay? So, write down. I want to be lean. I want to have a strong jawline. I want a beautiful haircut. I want an athletic physique. I want to speak intelligently. I want to be good with money. I want to be funny. I want to have a quick wit. I want to look handsome. All those things. You write them down, and then you turn them into statements that you're going to feed yourself. So once you write those down, then you get to say, I am intelligent. I am handsome. I am excellent with money. I am blessed. Whatever it is you want. I am athletic. I am slim. I am looking good. My jawline is strong. And the good time, or the best time to do that is like now, when you're driving to work, or you're going somewhere, or when you're waiting in a supermarket grocery line. You can say it to yourself quietly. And remember, 21 days, it has to hear it 21 times before it takes a photo of that image. Now that doesn't mean it's solidified. It just means that your mind has a picture of that image and says, hey, this is the guy. And then as you keep doing that, the image gets stronger and stronger, and it starts to permeate your person. Let me repeat that. It starts to permeate all aspects of your life. How you see things, how you talk, how you carry yourself. Your body is going to be on automatic mode now. So that's how you start to develop your self-image. The other thing you want to do is called self-regulation, and that's just self-talk. All of us have negative thoughts. That's just the way we're wired. We have energy in the world that's positive and negative. That's what makes a battery. There's a positive charge and a negative charge, but that's what gives off the energy. You can't have that without the other. So it's not bad to have these negative thoughts. You just want to learn how to turn them into positive thoughts. All of us have them. You know, me working with this channel and the vision that I have for it and the goals, it's lofty, it's big. I hear someone come in my mind and say, who do you think you are? What makes you think you can do this? Why would anyone want to listen to you? I have those same thoughts. And then, because I'm skilled, because I've been doing this for a few years, I know how to turn them into positive thoughts. So when it says, who do you think you are? I say, I'm an intelligent, hardworking man. I am a strong, intelligent, hardworking man. I can learn to do anything. I learn things very quickly. I am good at learning. I'm already starting my positive statements. Now my self-image is starting to magnetize those and bring them in. And now my self-image is getting stronger and clearer. When I hear the thought, why would anyone want to listen to you? Well, I change that and say, people want to listen to me because I have valuable experience. People want to listen to me because I give good advice. People want to listen to me because I have lived a successful life. People want to listen to me because I know how to make lots of money. People want to listen to me because I know how to master the game of life. People want to listen to me, and I go on and on and on. But I pick those throughout the day. And remember, it's 21 times. If you say it only 17 times, your mind loses it. Okay? So don't say 50 things. Pick one. Work on that for a couple of days. Or pick 3. Work on that for a couple of days. You can easily program yourself in one day. Very easy. Okay? And then you just feed those every day. You know, a lot of you young guys, 18 to 25, you're settling for, I'm just going to say low fruit. If you want the best, you have to say, I only select the best. I only want the best. I always attract only the best. I only attract the best. And you're going to start noticing the best, be it the best businessmen, the best coaches, the best friends, the best ladies, the best looking, whatever. You're going to start noticing the opportunities. And that's all they're going to be, gentlemen, opportunities. Now, you have to learn the game to capitalize on those opportunities. That's a different video. But the opportunity is there. Now you have to have the skills to capitalize on it. So if you have a beautiful girl walk up to you in a restaurant and ask, excuse me, do you have change for a 20? Now that's on you. That's your game. You can give her change and then let her go. Or you can say, what do you need change for? Well, I wanted to buy this, but they won't break it for me. Here. And then you buy it. Now, you got a conversation starter. You broke the ice. Now, you're in the game. Okay? But that's a different video for another time. So, getting back to how to program your self-esteem. You got to have these statements. Okay? They're not affirmations quite yet. They're just statements. Because you want to open that window to program your mind. Now, once you start doing this, excuse me, once you start doing this, it becomes a habit. And now your self-image takes that photograph of that image, and now it starts to build that image. It's like a painting. You know, first you put the picture on it, then you put the background, then you add the detail, then you put some more color, then you put things that make it pop. You're no different. Now, Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about the quantum field. That's all over here. That's everywhere. It's energy. You wanna listen to him. I like his work. He does good work. And it fits right in with your self-image, your self-talk. But he has in-depth information on how to do that. And I'd highly recommend his work. So, when you start to build your self-image, that's the first thing you do. Then there's a physical aspect. Your mind has to see, almost like a reflective version of that image. So, that's where your exercise comes in. Start exercising. If you're overweight, that's where your dieting starts to come in. And you want to recognize, and you want to celebrate, and you want to journal the small victories, because what that does in the quantum field is build momentum, and they become bigger victories and bigger victories. Okay? So you want to journal. This is why I told you got to have a notebook and a journal and a planner. You put all these things to work. So you start to do the physical part. Start exercising. I put the video up for flexibility. Start looking at that, work it. I have the floor exercises coming out, then I have the calisthenics, then I have the weightlifting. So that's all coming. So that's all going to be part of Optimum Life Path 365. You're going to have access to that. If you need to lose weight, you want to start dieting. And by dieting, I don't mean restrictive suffering. You know, calculate your weight. Journal what you're eating. Journal it. What are you eating? Don't cheat yourself. Write it down. Then you want to get the calorie count for that food, and then you want to add it up and go, okay, the way I'm eating right now, and I'm happy with it, but it's putting weight on me, is I'm eating things that add up to 3,600 calories. Okay, I need to cut off 500 calories right now. Don't go down to 150, you'll die. Just cut off 500. So you say, okay, instead of 2 slices of cherry pie, I'll just have 1. And then I'll leave. That way I'm not there to be tempted to eat more. Or instead of 4 slices of pizza, I'll just have 3. I notice that I drink 4 to 5 Cokes a day. I'll cut that down to 3 Cokes a day, but then I'll supplement that with Gatorade or something else. So you want to learn how to adjust your diet. And that's going to take you some time. So don't think in 2 weeks it's going to work. You're looking at about 3 months to drop 5-6 pounds. But that's a victory. Okay, you're on the path. Remember, this is 365. 365 stands for the whole year. But in 3 months, you're going to be 10 pounds lighter. Your weight training is going to burn off calories, so you're going to be maybe 15 pounds lighter. People are going to start saying, hey, you're looking good. What have you been doing? And you can tell them, I'm dieting, I'm working out. So that's important, okay? The physical aspect of what you look like. So that's why the gym, the exercise, the health routines, the diet has to be a must if you want to transform. Now you have the psychological, mental aspect of your self-image. You have the physical aspect of your self-image. Now your self-image is becoming stronger. Now I want to talk about hygiene. Highly important to your self-image. You know, they have these hairstyles right now where you just have to put some gel on it, shake it up, and you can look like you just woke up, but it's stylish. I have never, and I will never, adopt that hairstyle. It makes you look slovenly. Yeah, you look like everybody else, but they all look slovenly. You know, look at the gentlemen from the 50s and 60s. Their hair was always groomed, combed. They look sharp. They're always slender. Another thing is shave. Guys they're letting their beards grow or the scruff go because they're lazy. Now, if you want to have that masculine, rugged look, then trim it. Make it look good. with a nice short haircut. Now you look rugged, masculine. Okay? So you can't just let it grow because everyone looks that way and you're going, well, that's the style. No, it's not. You don't want to adopt that style. You want your mind to see this sharp, slick, groomed person in the mirror. That's going to be part of the self-image portrait. The other thing is the clothes you wear. You know, if you're wearing baggy clothes and you look sloppy, then you're defeating the purpose of building your self-image if you look that way. I'm gonna say it outright. Men have to get back to dressing sharp. You can still be casual, but you can look good doing it. We don't do that anymore. I see a lot of guys, they look like their sons, their teenage sons. You know, they're wearing skater clothes and baggy pants and raggedy shoes, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Okay? Today I'm casual. Well, I'm wearing a casual shirt jacket. This is casual. Underneath I have a t-shirt. Okay? But it's a casual t-shirt. I don't have any kind of logos or anything on there. I don't have cigarettes or naked women. It's just a casual t-shirt. I'm wearing corduroy pants. But I'm wearing desert boots. So even though I'm casual, I look sharp. We need to get back to that. Okay, I think we strayed too far, gentlemen. And I'm talking about in our society. And I'm talking about people in England. I'm talking Australian. I'm talking Canadian. Okay? We need to get back to that. We're just, we're watching these television programs and you're seeing all these guys look sloppy and you're just adopting that style. Don't do that. That's television. That's not real life. Be the example for other people to follow. That makes you optimum. That makes you an optimum male. Be the example. And you're going to be criticized for it. That's just the way it is. People are going to see you at a barbecue and go, hey, why are you all dressed up? I'm not dressed up. It's just casual. You look sharp. You look like you're going to a dance. No, when I go to a dance, I wear something else. It's just my casual attire, man. Well, if you're really casual, yeah. That's all. You don't have to criticize them and tell them how sloppy they look. You just want to let them know, like, no, this is just how I dress. But believe me, gentlemen, everyone else notices, especially the female species. They notice that. They see that. I made reference before to the mate, the innate mating characteristics. The peacocks. The most beautiful peacock is the male, not the females. It's the male. And when he wants to mate, he walks by the females and then he fans his tail. And they see that and they flock to him. We're no different. You get athletic, you get shredded, you put on a physique, you build muscle, clean shaven, nice haircut, wearing nice clothes, clean. You stand out as the 1%. And they're going to notice. Okay? So the physical aspect is also important. And then you have, and this is a bonus if you want to increase your self-esteem or your self-image, is pick up some skills. Pick up some skills. People, portray yourself differently. I used to be an elementary school teacher. And I did all the stuff I'm telling you. So I was the teacher everybody wanted to be with. That was a classroom they all wanted to be. And I picked up some amateur magic skills. It was a skill. Now, I wasn't a professional magician, but I knew enough magic that I would work with the kids and show magic. That was part of my self-image. But it also worked when I went to barbecues or parties, because most people have kids, and you're the guy that breaks out the magic and all the kids flock to you and like you. And remember what I said. The female species sees that and goes, all the kids like him. Oh, look at that magic trick. Now there's another opportunity. Another opportunity. And you do a magic trick for them. Now you broke the ice. You got conversation. And we'll talk about that when we get into the relationship path. Okay? Talk about a lot of smooth moves that you can work your way in. That's building relationships. You know, if you have a girlfriend, when you first started dating her, you were giving her the sweet talk. And then now once you became an item, that stopped. It shouldn't. You should be saying nice things to her daily, hourly. Okay? But we'll get to that on the relationship building path. So if you have these skills, I play drums. I play piano. I sing. Now, I'm by no means a professional musician, but I have enough skill that I can serenade someone if I wanted to. I speak a couple of different languages. So if I'm in another country or I hear someone talking a language I'm familiar with, I'm able to get over there and practice, and they're impressed with it. That's also part of a relationship building skill. So learn some basic skills. Learn how to cook. Okay? Learn how to build dog houses. Become a handyman. Just have something that coincides with your self-image. That's it. Now your self-image is already taking place. People already know you as the guy that sings, plays guitar, does magic for kids, builds dog houses, or whatever the case may be. And you're always well groomed. You're always sharp. I have a general contracting license, but when I show up on the work site, I don't look like those other guys. I look like I came out of a magazine, but I'm still wearing a Dickie shirt. It's pressed. I'm wearing Dickie construction pants. They're pressed. They have paint on them, but they're clean. And I wear construction boots, but they're clean. They're sturdy. They're not ripped and full of paint and slovenly. And people say, why are you doing that? You're going to get full of paint anyway. I said, well, I'm going to try not to get full of paint. I'm not going to go out of my way to ruin my clothes. A lot of people do that. You don't want to be that guy. When I cook, I wear an apron. Yeah, I don't want oil splattering on my shirt, and then all of a sudden I have an oil stain that doesn't come out because I didn't put on the right clothes. An apron, cooking apron. That's all you need. Done. Okay? So learn some skills. And then here's a key, another tip. Now, portray that self-image. Portray it. If you play guitar and you see a professional or someone in the park playing guitar, walk over there, talk to them, find out who they are. Okay? I met a lot of professional musicians just by talking, and I would go, I try to do it, and they give me little tips, and they would tell you, hey, we play over here. Why don't you come check us out? Yeah. Not all these musicians are part of a band. They play with a band, but they're not. And they'll say, oh, I play over here. Yeah. It's a blues house. Why don't you come by, check it out? Next thing you know, you have a friend, and now you're picking up tips. There's a relationship path coinciding with the self-image path. So there's a lot you can do to build your self-image. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to fuel the mind. You want to fuel the mind. Okay? And I'm just going to say this bluntly. You don't want to be a dummy. You don't want to be a dummy, period. Okay? You don't have to be a know-it-all, and you don't have to know everything. But you want to be versed in what you do know. And the only way you feel the mind is by reading, by listening to audiobooks, by observing. You have to fuel the mind. You can't just get your body looking good and talk positive affirmations to yourself. You have to fuel the mind so the mind knows it can draw, it can take things. Go to museums, see things. Also, you're going to see gentlemen looking sharp, dressed. You're like, oh, I like that style. I think nothing of walking up to a guy and going, I like that shirt, man. Where'd you get it? And he'll tell me. I go, wow. And then I'll get one. Or I like that hat. Where did you get that? Then I'll get one. Now, next time I go to the museum, I'm wearing that. Or I go to the park, I'm wearing that. And people come up and go, I like your hat. It's contagious. Read books. Read biographies. Find out what skill set they picked up. Read handyman magazines. How do you fix this? Read the how-to books. How do you do this? How do you do that? I've been reading, I don't know how many how-to books, doing this channel, learning how to make videos. I learned about audio. I didn't know about audio. I was using the phone audio. People go, you need a microphone. Well, how do you do that? They go, they make them for phones. Oh, okay. Now I have one. I'm learning other things through books. I'm reading, going, okay. Now, that fuels my statement or my affirmation. I don't know how to edit yet. So I'm taking an editing course. Once I'm done with that, though, I will be a professional editor, guaranteed. So I'm looking forward to that goal being achieved next year. So I can say, hey, in reflective, guys, in reflecting this year, look at the first video I made. Now look at what I'm making. So I can show you, look, it works. All these paths, look what they lead to. And it works financially. It works for your self-esteem. Works for your relationships. So it permeates all aspects of your life. Now, the next thing you want to do is, after you got your reading, you want to listen to music. And I don't just mean hearing what everybody's playing. You want to listen to what you like. I take a music bath, I don't know, every 3 days. I go back and I play music just I like. And I listen to it. I don't say, well, that's old, that's not good. No, I don't like that. This is what I do. And I have music, different music for different moods, and I play it. When I'm working out, I play different music. When I'm reading or relaxing, I listen to different music. You want to learn how to do that for yourself. That's going to help your self-image. And then when you get out, okay, when you go to, say you go to a play, or you go to a museum, or you go to a concert, you're picking up tips for your self-image. And you're portraying your self-image. I've had a lot of guys come up to me and say, hey, I like that shirt you're wearing. Where did you get that? And I tell them, I got this in Costa Rica. Oh, that's nice, yeah. You look good, thank you. So you want to start putting all these little tips together and using them. And you will notice a difference. Now, once you start putting those pieces together, now you want to start with your affirmations. Now, affirmations are different than statements. I already explained what statements are. Let me tell you the affirmations you want. They're very simple. You affirm, I'm a very athletic man. I have good athleticism. I am a good athlete. Most of your affirmations, you want I am to precede. So you want to say I am, I am, I am. I am successful. I am wealthy. I am handsome. I am sought after. I am a good worker. I am intelligent. And it can go on and on and on. Those you can feed all the time. Okay, you don't need 21 days on that. That you just say it. And you can mix those up intermittently. I am an excellent cook. I am a good weightlifter. I am a smart teacher. I am, and it goes on, and those just go on. Okay? So, statements, you're programming your self-image for that portrait 21 times. Affirmations are just things that you're affirming already exist. You talk like they exist. So, for this channel, when I told you the negative talk is, who are you that people want to listen to? And I said, I am intelligent. I have a lot of wisdom. Those are statements. Now, I am giving good advice. I am very successful on OLP 365. I am a good counselor. I am excellent with money. I am fantastic meeting people. And it just goes on. Okay? That's the formula, gentlemen. And you work it constantly, daily, hourly. The other thing you want to do now is, back in the day, we used to have a group of friends. We didn't have YouTube and internet, so we had to go places to meet. Back then, we had a lot of athletic groups or meetup groups. But with the advent of internet and FaceTime, Zoom, COVID, everything just changed the whole world, the whole complexion of the world. Now people do a lot of things, I'd say 80% digitally. It's digital. You can meet with people all over the world on Zoom. That's amazing. Amazing. You don't have to leave your home, and I can be in with 50 different countries. Okay? So, because you can't go to these meetup groups to meet your friends and talk. We used to call it camaraderie. And that's where you would talk to your friends about some of your problems, your issues, your solutions. With the digital landscape now, it's very difficult. Everyone's at home. They learn on YouTube now. Before, you had to go someplace to learn how to play guitar. Had to go to a music school or somebody's house. Now, you can go on YouTube, put it on, and there you go. And they seem to work. So people aren't doing that anymore. So we're starting to become disconnected. And as men, we can't do that. Men are warriors. We're tribesmen. We thrive when we're in a tribe. We thrive. Look at all the conquerors of the world. They were a group of men. Bigger and bigger and bigger. That's what the whole premise is with military and warriors. It's a group of men. But like I said, with the digital age, we're disconnected. And it's not your fault. It's just the way things have evolved. But there's something you can do about it. So what you want to add to this formula of building your self-esteem and building your self-image is you can pick 5 people to follow on YouTube, on audio, or on music channels. Okay? You can pick them and you can follow them. I follow Joe Dispenza. I like his mindset. I follow Jordan Peterson, high intellectual. I enjoy his discourse. I follow Louise Hay. I follow Abraham Hicks, and others. I follow Neville Goddard. And there's a lot of other people I follow, but more so than others. Now I'm starting to follow editing software people who I really don't know, but I'm starting to follow them. You're an average of the 5 people that you hang out with. Well, before we used to do it in groups. That's not happening anymore, but you can still do it digitally. Okay? So that's what I do. I go to YouTube and I follow these guys and I watch their stuff. There's another guy that I follow, and I think you young guys, if you're 18 to 25, maybe even 30, his name is Dan Coe, K-O-E. You mark my words, when I'm dead and gone and I become dust, this guy is going to be known as a modern Aristotle, the great philosopher. This guy has command of his thoughts. He has discipline of thought. He's articulate. He knows how to put it in succinct discourse that just generates ideas. I mean, this guy's amazing. Dan Coe, K-O-E. Look him up. He just created a software program called Cortex. And I think I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to. It's like a note-taking, idea-generating software program that helps you extend your thoughts. That's incredible that he has that kind of a mind, and he took all this technology and said, I want to do this. Took him a few years, but he did it. Amazing man. So I would look into him. I follow him, by the way. So as a matter of fact, he was the impetus for me starting this channel. You know, he said something that was so profound to me. He said, it doesn't matter if you don't know how to edit, if you never use the equipment. Just start doing it, and you will learn as you go through the process. You won't learn otherwise. He said that's how people have to do it, and too many people are afraid of doing it. Well, he inspired me to do it. And I'm here to tell you that it's working. I'm learning more and more about how to do this. I'm learning more and more about, all the moving parts I want to add to it. There's going to be a lot of learning. But I'm going to do it. Now, I have my own method of self-esteem building, self-image building. I developed the 12 paths. I developed the Optimal Life Path program. I developed that. That was based on my travels when I was a young man. So all I've done is said, hey, I have something similar. Let me do it and put it out there for people. So it's a conglomeration of who you listen to. Now, if you're listening to all these jokers and Logan Paul and all these other guys, then you're just going to be a clown. Those twins, I forget what their names are, the Island Twins or something. I don't know why anyone would want to listen to them or follow them. When I see them come by on YouTube, I laugh. I mean, they're entertaining, but whatever they're saying or doing, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm out. Yeah. So you want to get a list of these people. And then, gentlemen, you have to plan this in your planner to watch. I want to watch this guy in the morning. I'm going to watch this guy when I work out. That's what the planner's for. You have to do this. If you don't do it, you're not going to get the optimum results. Okay? So you want to use those tools. And then you want to journal. I'm telling you now, the journal is going to increase your abilities in all aspects. So you want to journal. Today, someone came up to me and complimented me on my physique. I've been working out for the last 3 weeks, and someone noticed. I felt. And you want to put your feelings down, okay? We're going to get into something called brain-heart coherence, but that's down the road when we get into spirituality, because that is powerful, and that's going to fuel your self-image. But a lot of these things you can't use yet because you don't have the foundations laid, and that's what we're doing here. So when you journal, you want to say what happened, and you want to say how you felt. Very important. It made me feel fantastic, made me feel proud, made me feel happy. And then you rethink the thought and you connect it with that emotion. Now you're in the quantum field. Now we're talking about Joe Dispenza's work. And once you understand him, you're going to see, okay, now I see what Lou is talking about. Okay? So all I've done is taken all these people's work and I combined them with my work, and we're making another rendering of more work. There's people out there like you who can do this. Take what I'm doing and use it and make something better of it. I focused on men because I'm 65 years old and I grew up in the 60s and I've seen things. I was raised with actors. Cary Grant, Gary Cooper, Gene Kelly, Tyrone Powell. All these guys were sharp. Fred Astaire. They wouldn't be caught dead in raggedy shorts and flip-flops. wouldn't even think of it. So I had that self-image. You know, one of the guys that I grew up with was Sean Connery when he was James Bond, 007. Oh, I was a kid, but I remember I saw all of his movies. I went to the movies to watch this guy. Oh, I learned later that he was an actor, but I thought he was real. And I'm like, I want to be like that. Look at that guy. Suave. Always suited up. Tailored. Can handle martial arts. Intelligent. I went, that's what I want to be. He knew how to order drinks. He wore a tuxedo. That's what we had growing up. Now, they put these TV shows or movies where men are silly, helpless, fools, buffoons, comedy. Like, yeah. You know, it's okay once in a while, but that's like a formula they're using now. And, you know, I want to make it clear, gentlemen, it's called television programming. It's a program. You're being programmed to think it. You're being programmed. Well, if you have the whole society being programmed, now you see those clothes in the store and you look just like them now, thinking you're normal, and you're not. Decipher reality and fantasy. Hollywood is fantasy. Television program is fantasy. It's not real. Don't use that as your metric. You know, as I got older, I realized, oh, so James Bond isn't real. Oh, so Sean Connery is an actor portraying that guy. Okay. Well, some of the characteristics of that character, I said, I want. So I went to school. I became educated. I got my BA degree, my master's degree, and eventually my PhD. And it helped me. I didn't go around telling people I'm James Bond. I said, no, let me add that to it. Then I became a businessman and I learned business stuff and I started reading business people and I started businesses and I became successful. So this is how you do it. So now you want to get the 5 people you're going to follow. And you have to follow them. Don't just watch them once or twice. You want to listen to them, get into their mind. It's called a discourse pattern. Kind of see what they're talking about. I followed Joe Dispenza for 2 years before I finally understood what he was talking about. 2 years. But I got something each time. It wasn't like I don't understand it. I was picking up pieces and pieces and pieces. And finally I went, oh, now I get what he's saying. And then, just then, shortly thereafter, I ran into this guy, Dan Coe. And both of them merged together and I went, I can put this with that. using this, and the rest is history. And I'm starting to roll with it. Okay? So now you have all the elements of building a positive self-image. Okay? You have all the elements, but you got to work them. You got to put them in action. You can't just see this video and then stop. So you have all the elements. Now what you want to do is incorporate that self-image in your daily life. So when you go to work, you're going to, other people don't work on this. So they're going to come up to you and go, hey man, you dropped this. You're a buffoon. No, excuse me, man. That was an accident. I'll pick it up. That's your self-image. You're not bantering with him like the Three Stooges. If you have someone that's trying to treat you like a buffoon or a plaything or an idiot, call them on it. Excuse me. Yeah, don't speak to me that way. I don't like it. I was just messing around. Yeah, I don't mess around like that. I'm kind, I'm courteous, but I'm drawing a boundary. Okay? Relationship path. So that people start to notice and like, well, this guy likes to be treated a certain way. Yes. Yes. My self-image permeates all aspects of my life. I like to be treated with respect. I give off respect. While your self-image that we talked about is going to be your self-respect. If you look sharp, you're clean, you're well-groomed, that speaks volumes. That says you respect yourself. You're feeding your brain. You're building up your body. That says you respect yourself. Gentlemen, if you don't respect yourself, no one else is. That's just a fact. If you're overweight, you're slovenly, you don't have any smarts, you don't have personal hygiene, that's no self-respect. So no one is going to respect you. You don't respect yourself. How can you demand that of others? Understand that. That's an important key. Write that in your notebook where you have your self-esteem tab. Write this down. And by the way, remember what I told you. All these videos, the information goes in the tab that corresponds to the video. So when we're talking about health, that goes in your health tab, and you want to write down your notes, your thoughts, things there. This one's talking about self-image. So you want to go to your self-image tab and write notes and write this information in there. And when I tell you write this down, write that down. That's a jewel. So if you don't have any respect for yourself, write that down. No one is going to have any respect for you. Period. When you start to respect yourself and your self-image portrays that, people will respect you. Automatic. That's where the term you command respect, that's where that comes from. When I walk in someplace, I command respect. I command it. People come up to me. The host, they introduce themselves to me. They show me to my table. They want to know who I am. I command self-respect. When I wear a tuxedo, I look sharp in it. I'm well-groomed. I wear good jewelry. They're like, okay, this guy's about something. He's a somebody. I want to know who he is. I have to give him some respect. Yes, I command it. And if anyone disrespects me, then I demand it. Big difference. But I'm able to do that because I have self-respect. That's my self-image. Now we're talking self, right? Self. Everything is based on you. The self-regulation, that's when you talk to yourselves. When you have these negative thoughts, you change them into positive thoughts. Now you want to start working on what's called self-efficacy. That means being effective. If you're a builder, you're a good builder. You're an effective builder. That's self-efficacy. If you're taking guitar lessons, when you can start playing guitar, playing music, now you've become self-efficacious. No one needs to tell you what to do. You're like, nah, this is what I know. That's the only song you know? Yes, that's the only song that I learned right now. I'll pick up another one later. You don't owe them a concert. Okay? That's self-respect, self-efficacy, self-regulation, self-motivation, self-esteem, self-image. And there's many other self that you can get into. Okay? So, I think this is an important video because you learn how to build your self-image. And the way the video series is going is I'm giving you this deep video. So there'll be a deep video for every path, maybe even a couple. And you want to watch it. You don't have to watch it in its entirety, but you want to watch it in pieces so that you get through it all. Then I'm going to follow up with some activity videos, polished videos with clips and things to remind you of what you can do. Grooming videos, things like that. Weightlifting videos. And then eventually what I like to do is, once we get the community up, I like to get comments on what you're working on, and then I like to make videos like maybe on Fridays addressing those particularly. So I would like to say something like, I got a comment from a gentleman named Daniel. He lives in Cincinnati, Ohio. He said that he's working on his self-image and yada, yada, yada. And I want to be able to provide information and go, well, Daniel, that's a good question because here's what's going on. Wham, wham, wham. And if I can learn how to do it real time, where we're live and you put it on there, we can talk. I like to eventually get a Zoom group going. Or, I don't know if they still have those, I forget what they were called, go-to meetings where it's just audio. You're on the phone and then you dial in and everyone's there and you're having a free-for-all lecture. But everyone's there, and you can ask questions, and you could have 500 people on the line. And I'm sure it still exists. I just haven't used it in a while. But I like to get that working so that we have our own community, gentlemen, our own tribe. Remember how important it was. And then down the line, I like to have a conference where we're saying, hey, we're going to be in Chicago. So all you guys from Chicago, here we are, boom, and we meet up in Chicago. We're in LA, we're in San Diego, we're in Maui, wherever. We're in Tennessee. I like that state, by the way. Anyone from Tennessee, drop me a comment. I was there back in 1977. Love that state. I like Georgia too. Well, I like all the southern states, but I had a lot of fun in Memphis, Germantown. Yeah, I like nice town. So, I hope you understand the importance of self-image, how you build it, how you work with it. And this is only scratching the surface, gentlemen. This isn't the only way you do it. There's a lot more. I would recommend that you start Googling self-image. How do I build my self-image? What are techniques to build my self-image? You understand the formula now. Go get the ingredients and start building it. Now that you have your self-image, now let's talk about the polished look. Now you're taking this to the next level. Okay? Start with your hair. Get a hair cutter, not a barber. Get a hair cutter. He has to cut your hair the way you want it. It'll take some time. Show him a picture. You go, this is what I want. And then you grow it out. Okay? Skincare. Start putting on sunscreen, lotion every night. Skincare. Start doing that. Get yourself a manicure kit. You can buy them on Amazon. A manicure kit. Cut your nails. Cut your toenails. Clean your nails. Soak your feet. Okay, get a bucket or a tub. Soak your feet in Epsom salt for 5-10 minutes. Soften up the skin around your nails. Clean your toenails out. Clean that stuff out. Okay? Trim them. Get yourself an emery board. File your nails, buff them out. That's sharp. Okay? I like jewelry. And especially if I manicure my hands, I put a ring or something on, or a bracelet. Draw attention to my hands. Okay? So, shoes. Make sure they're shined. If you don't know how to shine shoes, go to YouTube. Find out how. Shine your shoes before you step out. Get your trousers pressed. If you don't own an iron, buy a good steam iron. I think Rowena is the best steam iron going right now. Learn how to do that. Be pressed. Clean and pressed. Okay? Buy good razors. Buy good shaving soap. I'm going to do a video on shaving because I see a lot of guys and I think a lot of them just don't know how to shave. So I'm going to do a video on shaving. And I'm going to go a step further. A lot of these videos or a lot of these razors, they're crazy expensive. $50 for 8 or something. Ridiculous. They got them behind locked cabinets now. The razor companies are ripping us off. Don't allow that. So I boycott them. I use a straight razor, the old cowboy razors. And I pamper myself, once every 2 weeks. And I give myself a straight razor shave. I'm going to put that on video for grooming because that's a whole ritual that I go through. And there's nothing wrong with it. I use a badger brush for the soap. I heat my face. Put a hot towel on. Shave it up. Then I put the antiseptic on. Then the aftershave. Then the cologne. Oh man, I am ready to step out. Okay, that's polishing now. So now you're sharp. Now you're looking good. And then, those of you who slur your words or don't know how to enunciate, go to Udemy or get a book or YouTube. How to speak like a professional. It's not hard. It's just extra work. I took a voice when I was in college called I took a class to improve my voice, and it was called voice and diction. And I learned how to enunciate. I have to exaggerate so it sounds correct. When you see these newscasters on TV, they took voice and diction classes, and then they practiced. So when they talk on TV, they can say things so clearly, and you're like, how do they talk like that? Well, that's how you do it. You can do it too. Now, you don't have to talk like that, 24/7. And nothing wrong with being relaxed and slang if you're at a football game, at a friend's house for football games. Yeah, you don't want to always be on. When those newscasters come off, they don't talk like that when they get home. They talk, it's called colloquial. They speak, low-key slang. That's normal. But if you're making a presentation like this, if you're meeting someone, you put your best foot forward. Hi, it's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. And it comes out in one roll. But that's practice. All this will enhance your self-image. And then step back. I like to tell my students. And then step back because you're going to have some problems from the female species, and you can't blame me. You're going to have a lot of them wanting to know who you are. They're going to want to meet you. You're going to have some other problems to contend with. But don't worry, when we get to the problem-solving path, one of the paths of problems, we'll give you some problem-solving solutions and things to deal with it. Now, that's a problem some guys would like to have. Okay? Women are attracted to successful men. Women are attracted to men who portray a positive self-image. That's what they want to be seen with. They're visual. That's why they like the cars, because they can be seen. They don't care how a Porsche works or how a Chevy works. They just want it to be a nice car, so when you pick them up, they show up looking good. That's self-image. So they look for a guy that can provide that. You know, I think a lot of men, and I mean men all over the world. Now, I'm talking to you guys in United States, Canada, Australia, England. Okay, right now I'm talking to you guys. I'll be speaking to the other guys in Scandinavian countries later. But you guys, we have the same kind of formula in our societies. Women are attracted to that kind of stuff. And you want to learn how to maximize it so it works in your favor. We get jealous because they don't want to give us any time or phone numbers. Well, that's because they don't want to waste their time with you. So you call them gold diggers, or you give them some kind of derogatory remark. You don't have to. I understand it. If you want the best, you have to be the best. Basic math. If you want the best, you have to be the best. Now, the cool thing or good thing about being the best is you can have the best, you can have the highest, you can have the middle, and you can have the lowest. I mean, it's your choice. But if you're at the low rung, you can't have all those choices. So I like to go for the best, be the best, and then all your options, you have more options, and you can exercise them. Self-image permeates all aspects of your body, all aspects of your being, all aspects of your person, all aspects of your personality. So, you have 5 paths now. The personal development path, the goal-setting path, the personal finance path, the health path, and now you have the self-image path. So we have 7 more paths to cover. But these are the core. Work these 5. I'm going to be putting out smaller videos on the paths. Like I already told you on the personal finance path, you need to know your 5 numbers: income, expenses, cash flow, debt, and savings. So I'm going to start writing down a plan, just a very simple plan that should be written in your notebook under the personal finance tab. And then I'm just going to list what you need to put there, what it looks like. And then I'm going to show you how to calculate your numbers, what you want to do. Those of you who are 25 to 45, you have a mortgage, I'm going to show you some other strategies that you can use. You can use your mortgage to buy your cars, to pay for things, to float you. Okay, it's called HELOC, a home equity line of credit. And that's a great tool to have if you have equity in your home. And we're going to discuss that. So I'm going to put a video out on that. So with these 5 videos, I'm going to start putting a little more, and I'm just going to call them information for each one. Because we're ahead of the game. If you want to use 1 path a month, we got 5. We're 5 months ahead of the game. So imagine what we can fill in the next 5 months. And then the other paths, they coincide with these paths. And a lot of what you're developing now in these paths, you're going to need for those. So we got it set up properly. Okay? So this is Lou DeLorca, Optimum Life Path 365, OLP 365, making a challenge call to all the guys in America, the United States, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom. Share this movement in your countries. Promote it. Let's make this OLP movement worldwide. Let's make a new chapter in the world. Let's be part of this. Let's do something. Make your life worthwhile. Let's be the guys that took the man mantra back. No more buffoonery. We don't want to hear toxic masculinity. We want to hear manhood, masculinity, brotherhood, camaraderie, tribe, warriors. Let's make that stand again. It used to be 50 years ago. Let's bring it back. Let's force Hollywood to start making movies and television programs without making men look stupid, like buffoons. Okay, nothing wrong with having comedy, but we're more than comedy. They've desecrated our self-image as a man. Let's make it back. Okay? Lou DeLorca signing off. Drop me a comment. And they told me I'm supposed to say subscribe. So go ahead and subscribe and share and whatever all that other stuff means. I don't know what it means yet, but go ahead and do that. Okay? Hey, gentlemen. I enjoy these conversations. I'm looking forward to meeting you, talking with you, building this community up, and making a difference for men in the world. OLP 365 signing off. Have a good day. Plan your week. Plan next week. Plan the week after. Every Sunday I plan my week. And then let's get after it. Okay? Put your personal development skills, magic skills, music skills, building skills. Make that part of your personal development. If you want to start a channel, put that down as personal development. Then make your goal setting strategies. Attach it. Get it all working now. Let's go. Let's go. Pick it up. Okay? Talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye. I am out.